Hello, everyone.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Hello, everyone. It's so good to see you. Even though we can't see you because this is a podcast, how is everyone doing? It is September 29th. I am your host, Lloyd Smith. This is the Pacific Experience Podcast. PacX Podcast is with you, and you are with us. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can call this episode 21. We're calling it a little early. It is a Saturday, and we're live. We're going. But I am missing somebody. Yeah, Austin is not with us. I told you he'd be here next episode, but we're also going a little early and making an episode halfway through the week. What's up? Because we are winners, sure. But the reason why I have a guest here, and I'm ecstatic to have him here. In fact, this is his first episode. He was in an interview. It was an interview.
Okay.
Not an episode. He was in an interview, even though we talked on the microphone for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
I summed it down to about 10 minutes, and that was that. That was before I knew where this was going. Anyways, I'll just shut up and introduce him. Everyone, please welcome Jayk.
Hey.
Jayk Dodds.
Yeah,
I said your last name. Some people are like, no, my last name, bro. I'm like, Jayk. You've said it before. But Jayk Dodds, what's up, man?
What's up? I'm actually, I don't know. Now that we started this, I'm a little nervous.
Oh, yeah? Your
Yeah.
heart beating a little bit? Yeah.
I don't know.
A little nervous?
I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I mean, I'm nervous.
Yeah, well, the 3 people listening care a lot.
That's
so.
audience.
I'm just kidding. Speaking of, thank you to the listeners. You guys make this so, I'm going to say, fucking awesome. Really. I don't use social media. I haven't in a long time. And jumping in here with the podcast and doing the post and we're seeing everyone's responses and the emails. It's fun. It's fun. It is quite a good time on the social media device. I enjoy the likes. I feel a rush to the brain when the likes. I don't know. I see so many people out there scrolling to death through their phones, just chasing the next like. But I'll say the support for PacX is phenomenal, and you guys totally make it worth it. Thank you. We are averaging tons of feed hits per day. We're trying to get out to you on more platforms, and we do have more interviews coming up. But, Jayk, what is up, dude?
Not much, man. I mean, pretty boring lately.
Yeah, well, other than the boring shit, let's get to the exciting shit. Why don't you, well, I'll kind of sum you up. Jayk is a good friend of mine. I've known him, I'd like to think my whole life, but I've known him since early high school.
Definitely
Actually, earlier than
your
that.
life.
Half the life.
For sure.
Yeah, half the life. Half my life.
The greater half.
He's definitely, I would say, a connoisseur of the Northwest, which is why he's here right now.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely call him a connoisseur of the Northwest. And
I wouldn't say just a connoisseur of the Northwest. This is definitely where I was born. I feel like anywhere I travel, I get into it, but
Yeah.
I appreciate where I was born, which is here.
I was born here and I'm going to die here. I tell you what. You think you're going to die in the Northwest? Yeah, well, that got deep real quick.
No.
How do you want to die?
Dude,
Not in your sleep, doesn't count.
I feel like I hope so, in a way, but then I also hope I die in space.
You're one of those guys.
Well, it'd be a lot more sick.
I agree. Or would it?
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I want to die here. Just to be
Are you
totally
sure you
dark
don't just
and
want to
morbid
go to
right
space before you die?
off Well, I would like to make it back. I don't even think anybody would put me in space.
That's what everyone thinks, man. No, it's probably because it's the truth. But yeah.
Unless I like really wrong somebody and they just want to fucking kill me and shoot me
Just
off
spend
into
the money
space.
to put you in
Yeah.
space.
Fuck this guy.
Man, why don't you start by telling the folks what you're drinking?
Stella Artois. Artois.
Excuse me.
Artois. I've been drinking Coronas all day. That's the only reason why I didn't
Fuck
buy
yeah, dude.
Coronas. And I was like,
And
I
I
can't
bought
buy
Corona.
more. Yeah, and then you bought Corona.
Dude, I've been leaning away from IPAs. It's not leaning away from them. I've been leaning away from drinking them at home.
Yeah.
I only drink them now out on tap because at the beginning of this podcast, like the first couple episodes we had, dude, it was like I was doing like drinking like 3 IPAs,
Dude,
like per episode, and now by the end of the episode, I'm just like I'm fucking hammered. I'm slurring my words. I'm tired as fuck. I'm full.
yeah. You know me and IPAs, I think.
I love them, but
I hate them.
yeah,
I
you
can't
do.
stand them.
Someone said they were the like white chocolate non-fat mocha drink that blonde white girls eat or drink or something.
No.
They said that's what it was. That's the kind of beer it was for men.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
What do you think of that? You agree?
No, I agree with that statement as a comparison, but I think they're hard to choke down. That's why I don't like them. But
Choke down, bro.
feel like I'm
IPAs are not that bad. I love IPA, man. It's just like I don't know. Too much of anything is bad.
Yeah, that makes one of us. Yeah, too much water. Remember that?
Yeah, that did happen. I did drink too much water one time, Jake. That's right. Why did you tell the story?
It's classic. Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or not. Don't tell it.
I mean, that's your story to tell.
Yeah, I'd rather not. I had to pass a test one time. Let's just say I was wanting to hydrate myself.
Keep it big.
And let's just say as I was drinking water, I drank so much water that when I went to the bathroom, I projectiled clear water out of my body, at least like a gallon, and passed out cold and like almost drowned myself.
The best part of that story I heard was when Desmond Gillette, a guy, came back into the classroom and was like, Lloyd's passed out in the bathroom or something.
Ooh, thank you.
Nice.
Now I have a Corona.
Yeah, mine.
Thanks to my wife. She's a fox. That's right, making her blush. She also must work for the CIA, because who the fuck would marry this guy?
Somebody for the CIA?
I don't know. Someone's paying her. Someone's.
I think a lot about yourself.
She, I do.
Only somebody from the CIA that could possibly.
Well, I don't know. From something. Hey, she acts like she doesn't care and she doesn't know about any of this, but she listens to everything I talk about, and she's actually behind my shoulder when I'm like up at 2 a.m. going down a conspiracy rabbit hole where my face is just getting sucked into the computer screen, and I'm just getting numbed out with probably a bunch of typed up bullshit, and Chris is right there behind me. And in the middle of the night, I think she's checking on me, but in reality, she's like, we have the target right on track. That's exactly what's going on. She's like, he has no clue. He's stoned and he's in rabbit hole conspiracies. He's right where we want him.
Tango 1212. Check.
This is Echo Sierra Mike and Easter 3370 positive out copy.
He's in the kitchen. He's in the kitchen.
Anyways, dude, what's going on out there though, man? Last time I saw you was when I recorded episode 15, and I talked about a certain lake that we went to. It's called Lake Benson. But we renamed it. We renamed it Lake.
This is your podcast, dude. I don't even know what to say.
We named it Lake Placid.
Which is in New York.
Yeah.
Very far away from here.
Very far away from anything that has anything to do with
stupid that
the
we
Northwest.
even said that. But yeah.
There is a Lake Placid, isn't there?
Yeah, I looked it up immediately after that trip. I'm like, where is Lake Placid? And it's in, like, upstate New York. And it's actually beautiful.
Let's just say the reason why it became named Lake Placid was because there's a longer story to it, but...
All good things.
Yeah, all good things. What rhymes with placid, people? There you go. So that's why it's named...
Antacids. And we had very bad stomach aches.
Yes.
The whole time.
Yes. It was phenomenal. But that was the last time I saw you, man. And
yeah, that was like a month and a half ago. Actually, almost 2 months ago.
It was.
You guys have been married almost 2 months now.
Yeah. So what experiences have you had in the PNW, if any, or have you just been a numbed out working fucking boy?
Okay, I have been working a ton. For real. But I bought a mountain bike.
That's sick. I haven't done shit. So I drove
you
to Bend
should do
alone
that.
with a dog.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, that counts.
Anyways, you got a mountain bike. Mountain bike or just what kind of bike?
It's a mountain bike.
Mountain bike. Okay. Where have you gone?
It's a trail bike. It's not like a downhill where, but okay, so I've been going to the Olympics mostly. Olympic mountains.
Nice, dude.
This place called Green Mountain in well, it's outside of Belfair. Beautiful. If you get on the top of it, you can see pretty much the whole Olympic range, and then if you look out in the distance, you can actually see like downtown Seattle, which is like over 50 miles away.
Yep.
So, and it was good, it's cool. Like you get up there and it's pretty sketchy,
How is it sketchy?
because of not people, and also people is the thing.
So
you get out
what
that
do you mean
far
by
alone.
not people?
Well, if you get out by people,
Yeah, well, no, I mean, like, what do you mean by not people?
by not people, I mean predators.
Okay, what kind of predators? Now we're getting somewhere. See, I'm into
I've
that shit, dude.
seen a coyote, which isn't a big deal to me. A coyote
Holy
ain't
shit.
that.
Coyote
getting out, getting
in the G-damn trash can every time I take a ride out there and shoot a motherfucker, another 5 more come back. They're hiding out there somewhere, like I tell you what, gonna stick a trap there, gonna barbecue, gonna go in the bush and take them down.
Fuck that. Coyotes are bitches.
They are.
For real. They're so scared of you unless they're in a pack.
They're just giant rats.
Yeah,
Honestly.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But I found bear poop once.
Nice.
That was sketch. And tracks. And I was with my dad.
Was it all dried out? Was it warm? How fresh was it?
I would say with that day, but not like within even the hour or two. Like it wasn't
about-
fresh. Like I was like, this
Gotcha.
dude was just here.
How fresh
But,
was your poo that morning?
I mean, I sprayed diarrhea like all over that toilet bowl. I painted it. But
Interesting.
I don't remember my shit from that
Get
morning.
that checked out, man. Okay. So
No,
you
know where
saw-
else I've been going is like locally too. I don't know.
Excuse me.
Do you tell people where you live on here?
No. But they,
Okay.
they know and they have it figured out. I mean, honestly, we've said it before. We're around Gig Harbor, so they know I'm
All
going
right,
Puget
all right,
Sound.
all right.
We're
Okay.
around the Gig Harbor Key Peninsula area.
West side of the Puget Sound, but yeah, I've been keeping it local with a lot of the trail riding. We have a lot to offer here. And I'm just
Yeah.
you don't have to go. I drive like 10 minutes. I don't even drive sometimes. Sometimes I just go from my backyard and me and my kid just get crazy in the woods. But
Nice, dude. So like Cushman Trail.
definitely, but I'm talking even just when you're out, like way out, It only takes you like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
like to get out and
And that's the thing about the PNW, man, is that you can honestly throw a rock in any direction and go, and it's
that's why I love it here.
yeah.
Seriously.
Go in any direction, you're gonna come across some amazing stuff. And I mean, you have the PNW, which is known for its trademark, the trees, the Pacific Northwest, majority of Oregon and Northern California. But the cool thing is in Washington,
Idaho, Montana.
you can keep going east, and you're gonna hit desert. So in this
Yes.
where we live, where we're surrounded by cascades, everything, it's wonderful. But you have to note that the desert is just 3 hours away. Everything is 3 hours away. Canada
Not
is
even.
3 hours away. The desert is 3 hours away, and Oregon is 3 hours away, and the ocean is 3 hours away, and it's
Yeah.
wonderful.
I would even say less than that, like 2 hours in every direction. Not to
Right,
like one
being
up you.
butthole speeding at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah. no,
Which
no,
none of us
okay.
do.
But I was just about to bring that up. Like we have a major city, Seattle. We have an ocean, the biggest one in the world.
The
Right next to us.
Pacific
You go
experience,
east,
bro.
you get dry. Like I wouldn't say total desert. Like
It's not desert
it's
like
not
the
like
Mojave.
the Sahara. Yeah, but it's Badlands.
Yeah.
It's dry and it's
It's an extremely mild version of Southern California, Nevada.
I would even say right up there with it. But yeah,
Yeah. I don't know, man, because Nevada and like Southern California, that area can get
dude, fuck that area.
desert,
Yeah.
dude. That can get like
Like I said before, I like to appreciate all things, and I actually do like it there. But yeah,
I can't do it, man, without the trees. I mean, especially knowing how
I
far
couldn't
away
live there.
you
is
are.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying too. Especially knowing how
love
far away
visiting
you are
there.
from the ocean.
That's a big thing for me. Somebody
Fuck
tried
that.
to
I could
talk
not
me
live
into
far
like,
away from the ocean, man. Like Colorado, it's
Yeah.
like that's the only place I could think of where I could go that would not be towards the ocean.
I had sushi in Colorado, and it freaked
That's
me out.
dope.
Yeah, well, it freaked me out. I'm like, where is this fish coming from?
Right.
Like, we
That's
are
true.
hundreds of miles away from
That's
any
true, man.
major body water. Like,
That's true.
yeah.
I mean, think about
I kind of laughed at the fact, but I was also nervous too. Like,
Food is fresh up here in Washington
Oh,
because
yeah,
we
especially
produce
fish.
everything for ourselves. Mainly, I mean, obviously we don't grow fucking bananas here. That's from Colombia.
True.
And all that shit. But coffee is even made here. From everything, dude.
Coffee
I was
isn't
just
made here?
coffee's made everywhere though, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everywhere now. Mainly, it was originally a Colombian export along with
Right.
bananas, but and all sorts of other shit. But gosh, damn it, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Me, I don't know. I was just
I don't
flowing
remember.
with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I enjoy all aspects. Sometimes Washington gets a little cold for my taste. Right around February, March. We haven't seen the sun for maybe months at a time. And
Yeah.
it's just I'm like, all right.
January, February
January
is hard to me in Washington because it's just fucking cold. But I mean, it gets cold anywhere. And it's not too extreme here. It doesn't get too hot. It doesn't get too cold. We get our hot days, dude. I'm a bitch
Oh,
when
yeah.
it's 95 degrees, and I'm a
Mhm.
fucking sucker when it's fucking 30. But I would rather be kicking it in 35-degree weather than 90
Oh, me too.
for sure. And a
Because
lot of people
I think
would
we've
disagree.
been used to it.
Yeah.
Like me and you will go like
I'd
a
rather
month.
get warm and go out and trek than fucking be dumping water on my face trying to cool
Yeah.
off to get in my car to see no fucking air conditioners going on in there.
Well, up here it's like those 90-degree days last like July, August. Maybe even that. But
yeah.
me and you, like from pretty much end of September to June, it's rainy, cold.
So, Jake,
Lloyd.
dude, we have a lot of stories, man, and we've got some time. We've got some time left on this episode. What the fuck should we talk about, man? I just want to say, Jake and I have been through so much awesome shit. Jake is that bro of mine, like several bros who've been on the podcast, that you just get into the bad shit with and fuck shit up, and it's fun.
Yeah, I was about
That's
to
what you
say fun shit and also some dark shit, but
Yeah,
not between each other.
yeah.
We've always been close.
Yes.
We've
I'm
never
so-
really had turmoil.
I mean, okay, I got a story to tell.
Okay.
So, way back in the day, Jake was a little punk. He was a little rebel to his parents. Oh, I went there. Just kidding. Anyways, I'm kidding.
Dad's a dick!
Yeah, exactly. That's where I was going with that. Thank you. Anyways, so this is like, okay.
I was an
we're
up-class
like,
citizen.
We're like, yeah, and I'm 6 foot tall. 6 feet, not foot tall.
I wish I
feet
could just
tall.
cue in a picture of me from like 14.
Right, yeah. A-class citizen. Yeah, a good child. Anyways, so we were 16 at the time, actually. And maybe 15, but I think we're 15 or 16 because I definitely had my car. And I'm at my house, and I get a call from Jake. And my phone rings, and I answer it, and I hear nothing. And I was like, hey, butthole, what do you want? Hello?
Oh,
and then I
know,
hang up.
yeah. I know what you're going to say.
And then I hang up, and it's like a movie at this point because he calls me again, and then I answer, and I'm like, yo, shithole, what do you want? Bro, what's up? You good? Jake? Okay. I hang up again. I get a third call, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? And then I get a little worried because I'm like, pocket dialing isn't a thing, folks, because back then it was flip phones. So you close the fucking phone before you put it in your damn pocket. So pocket dialing was very unlikely to happen, along because you had to push the buttons and dial the number in order to call someone.
You close it and hang up.
And you close it and it hangs up. So pocket dialing was not like, oh, we pocket dial me like smartphones when you don't unlock lock your screen and you slip it in your pocket and you just called 30 people. So I get a third call from Jake and I'm like, oh shit, is he in trouble? Now it's like a movie because I'm like, mission time, go time. I grab the snacks, I put them in my bag, and I grab a couple smokes, and I grab some weed, and I'm like, okay, what else do I need? I'm like, maybe a pocket knife,
Maybe water.
maybe some water. I grab a pocket knife, and I'm like,
Nah.
this is intense, and like, I'm about to run out. My mom's like, what are you doing? I was like, I can't talk. Gotta go. Gotta save Jake. She's like, is everything okay? I was like, no. I get in the car. I decide to drive to his house. His house is pretty far away. Let's just say for the proximity of where your 16-year-old would be driving this late at night, it's very far away. Looking at it now as an adult in the area that we live, it's nothing. But at the time, and for me not knowing if he meant to call me, it was pretty ballsy. So I drive all the way to where he is, which is on a fucking island, by the way.
Yeah, just to say, it was never far from me because I was always used to that drive. But every time I had somebody come out there, they were like,
Dude.
You live fucking far.
Yeah. And so it was. So I go out there, and I'm at his house now. In his house, he lives at the time he's living at the edge of an island, and he's living down at the bottom, down by the beach, pretty much.
Really
so,
long, dark driveway.
There's a long, dark driveway that's very steep, and it's in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
And so what I do is I'm like, okay, now in my head I'm thinking, what's going on? I don't want to show up and have his parents be like, what the fuck is Lloyd doing here? Because then they probably won't like me,
What the fuck?
and him and I might not ever be able to kick it again. Like, you have to understand, impressions when you're 16 and when you've been bros for like, a couple years, it's important. You don't want to fuck up and be a dipshit in front of the parents, right? And so I don't want to give his parents any reason to not like me. Coming up at what? It's got to be in the AM and just
It was about 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night.
11 or 12. Okay.
So, I mean, it was like a school night or something.
So I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, okay, let me park the car at the top of the driveway so that way no one knows I'm here. Let me walk down there and just to make sure see if I can see Jake's car. Just to make sure he's alive, right? I walk down there and I see his car and the house is black. No lights are on. And I was like, interesting. So then I'm looking at his window. And I'm staring at the window, and there's no movement. I'm staring at it as if I'm going to see his ugly face just peel through the curtains and or his ass cheeks at least plop up onto the window. I'm waiting for something. So, and then all of a sudden I can't really see because it's so dark. I don't know if he's looking at me or if his parents are looking out the window or what, but I can tell there's a figure in the window, and I'm like, okay. So out of curiosity and completely random, I take my phone out, I unflip it. Yes, that's a thing back then called unflipping your phone. I unflip my phone and I wave it in the air slowly like I'm at a fucking rock concert and there's a slow song playing. And I look at the window and the same motion is waved back to me. At this time, I'm like, I've made contact. I've made contact with the target.
I will never forget that.
Jake had waved his phone back at me. No, you waved something because you didn't have your phone.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Your parents had taken your phone. And so it was something else. It was like a lighter or something. You waved a light back at me, and that's when I was like, okay. And then I was just stood there, and then
I feel like I just, it might have been a lighter. No, it was a lighter. I think
it was a lighter. You used a light because I think you were waving, and I couldn't see you. And that's when I was like, is someone waving at me? Let me wave my phone. If it's Jake, he's gonna wave it back. If it's not, they're gonna come out here and ask me what the fuck I'm doing.
Shoot.
So I was like, okay, I'm either gonna ruin Jake's parents, opinion about me or something's going on here. And so that's when I start walking up to the window, and Jake's opens the window, and he looks at me, and he says, catch this. And I'm like, what? What? Are you all right? He's like, no time. And all of a sudden, I'm like, okay. I put my arms out, and he holds out a bag out of the window, and it's a little duffel bag, and I'm like, okay. And all of a sudden, he drops it. That fucking thing was so goddamn heavy, it fell on my face. I had a fat lip for like a week. I'm just looking up like, okay, I got you, bro. Boom! Right there, a big old bag hits me in the face. I look up, like a pair of shorts fall on me, on my face then, and I was like, okay. And then you stick your head out the window, and you're like, go! I was like, shit. So I turn around, I start running up, I run all the way up into my car, I throw the stuff in there. As soon as I throw the stuff in there, I'm wondering, what I hear is a big slam, like a door slamming. I hear footsteps running. I turn behind me, and here's Jake running up the hill. I swear, it was in slow motion, and he's running up the hill holding a blanket and a bag full of chips, and he just goes, go! And he runs up to the car, and he jumps in my Explorer, and we peel out.
Yep.
And then he lived with me for about a month.
Yep.
After that.
And then I lived, like, all over the Puget Sound after that.
And your story is that you were climbing on the roof, and your dad opened the
door.
Oh,
yeah. So,
okay,
so that all happened. And basically, the reason why I did this is I don't want to throw my dad under the... I love my dad. I really do. I love my parents.
Kids, bro. I'm talking about it.
No, but me and my dad have some serious differences. I mean, even to this day, we do. Like, we definitely couldn't live with each other. But, I appreciate
You think your parents will hear this?
Probably not.
One day?
But I'm not going to just totally put them on blast. But with that said, me and my dad had a lot of differences. I think the last straw, I don't even know. Basically,
Was when you called your friend and threw out a duffel bag and took the last bag of chips and a
No.
blanket off the couch and left for a month? I don't know. Maybe that.
no, it was
Took the last AA batteries.
no. You know what? I'm not even going to get into it. But basically, to follow up with that, so I throw my duffel bag. I threw a blanket at you, too, and a pillow. I
That's
remember.
what it was.
It was a duffel bag, a blanket, and a pillow.
See, the duffel bag hurt, and I was tough. I was like, that fucking hurt. And I was
So
like, whatever, I got you, bro. And then when the pillow hit me, I was done. I was pissed. I was like, okay, that might have just been a pillow, but what the fuck?
There's stuff in there. It's pipes.
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty sure a glass pipe just hit me in the fucking lip.
So I had to get out of my house, but I couldn't just walk through my front door. So what happened was I bust out the window screen, not the window screen, and I walked
I was gonna say.
my house was situated.
You just kick out the window.
My house was situated to where, yeah, just
No, you like Charlie, you throw the chair at the
Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, just bust through the window, fall through the air, and just no. Okay, so the way my house is situated, my bedroom, it walked out onto the roof. So I got out on the roof, and I looked down through the skylight of my parents' bedroom, and just saw them laying there, and I could tell they were watching TV or something.
Yeah.
And I walk out, I'm like, cool, they're asleep. And I start walking towards the front door. I'm going to jump off the roof, you know?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the front door opens. And I'm standing over where the front door is on the roof. And my dad opens the front door. And he's looking outside because he thought he heard something. And he's looking in the woods, you know? Like he's not looking up where I was.
Right, as you're
I'm
right
standing
above him.
Right, like if you could see me, I'm like staring down at him, holding my breath, like looking at him, and I could tell he's just looking all around. He gives up, goes back inside. I jump off the roof and start booking it.
Yeah, do you think he heard you? He must have, because if you turned around and walked away, then he heard someone off the roof and then land.
They definitely knew the next morning when I wasn't in my bed. But I was only 16 years old.
Yeah,
know?
man.
And I made it to, I lived all around the Puget Sound, and I was being a rebellious kid, You
got quite the story, man.
I was partying a lot, not even 18 yet, just going around, getting crazy. I feel like I lived like 30 years in those two, basically.
Yeah, man.
So that's why, we get to these places now, and I've done it all,
Yeah. Yeah, man, I understand that. It's like, it's when you get to that I've done it all point, all you're realizing is that you've done it all in your 20s, and then you start realizing you're creeping up on your 30s, at least for me, and then it's like, whoa, now I haven't done shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
I've done it all. What a 20-year-old is concerned about.
What was in my grasp.
Yeah, what was in my grasp from 20 to
right
the age I am now.
But I didn't go to India,
Right.
I didn't, travel across the seas and
right.
fight in a militia or something crazy.
Fuck yeah. Or go fucking party with a celebrity, or...
We should do that.
Yeah, we should. If there's a celebrity listening and you like this...
Hit us up.
253... yeah, at this address.
Area code.
Yeah. Well, you could also hit us up at PacXpodcast.com. That is our website, PacXpodcast.com.
Our website.
I always say we and our.
Oh.
An hour on my podcast.
No, it's cool. I like to be, included.
Yeah. You are included.
This is mine now. It's my podcast.
Oh, slow down there. Slow down there, Tiger.
We're going to make some changes around here.
Slow down, little husky. No, we are going to make some changes, and I am ecstatic. I'm very excited about it. But we are coming up to a break. It is that... Yeah, excuse you.
No, I have done
You
that.
should
I'm
not.
sorry.
I just lost like $50. Thank you. Son of a bitch.
I will not... My bad.
Anyways, we are going to be taking a short break. Thank you for tuning in. This is episode 21. You are with PacX. PacX is with you. We'll be right back with you after the break. Hello, everyone. We are back from the break. This is the Pacific Experience Podcast, episode 21. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can check us out on platforms such as Google Play. Podbean is personally my favorite. Podcast Addict, Podcast Go, Podcast Player. Pretty much any app that starts with podcast in the Google app Play Store. We're not on Spotify or iTunes yet. But we're coming along there, and hey, the more downloads we get, the more thumbs up, the more ratings we get, the easier or the sooner it will be for us to get out to more platforms and also bring you a better experience from the Pacific Northwest. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Lloyd Smith, and here with us I have Jayk Dodds, one of my best friends.
Yeah.
My best friend, more of a punk-ass motherfucking son of a gay-ass bitch. No, I'm just kidding. Very good. Sorry. Got emotional there. Very good friend of mine. As I said before, a connoisseur of the Northwest. We went outside, and yeah, that was it. No, we went outside, and Jayk almost passed out. I lit the tiki torches and drank some beers, and he just basically threw the microphone on the ground.
Fix that. My bad. There you go. I got it. There we go.
Don't get excited with the microphone.
Hot mic.
Keep the damn tongue away from that shit. All right. Okay, and we're back. Sorry about that. Little hiccup. Anyways, what's up, man? Jayk, what is up? Dude, when I had you on here the first time, there's an interview. You can this is Jake's first appearance on the show, but he was here during an interview. We talked about aliens and UFOs, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just thought about it, actually, when we were out there.
Yeah. We did. And that video is actually on YouTube because I actually have visuals added to that video as well. And that was what I was doing at first, is I was actually trying to start a YouTube channel and realized that podcasting was where it was at.
Oh, yeah.
And here we are. Do you remember what we talked about?
Yeah, I remember what I said. You asked me if I had seen UFOs.
Yeah.
And, well, I mean, what do you want me to talk about? My thoughts on them?
No, not necessarily. I mean, it's not. Yeah. So what we talked about? Do you remember we talked? So we talked about aliens. Talked about UFOs. We talked about Philip J. Corso, the crash of Roswell.
Oh yeah.
The Roswell crash. The book that Philip J. Corso wrote. Even some. We even listened to a video of him speaking. So pretty much. The reason why I'm bringing that up is the timing is ironic as hell, man. Because we talked about that, and here you are back on the podcast. And what we talked about in that interview is we were talking about Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I was just going off on how I think he's a shill. Yeah. I haven't talked about that since then until last episode, which was recorded like 2 or 3 days ago.
Okay.
And I bring him up again now, and now you're back on the podcast. So
right.
The timing of that is like, whoa. Do you know anything recent about space? Or because, we talk about space a lot on this podcast. We talk about the Pacific Northwest. We've talked about the outdoors. We've talked about the Northwest a little bit. Let's talk about the shit that you and I definitely do have in common, which a lot of majority of people out there do. Who do listen to the PacX podcast is fucking space. Space is sick, and we both love many fantasies or not fantasies about it.
I have heard something cool.
What's that?
There is a asteroid that is passing about 1 million miles away from Earth with a skull face. And if you want to look it up, it actually looks pretty frightening. And it's supposed to pass on like Halloween.
That's pretty cool. And it's supposed to pass on Halloween?
Yeah, that's a really stupid thing.
That is a very stupid thing.
I'm just saying that's the most recent.
But if that does happen, I think that's just irony making fun of us.
I enjoyed the article though. That I read on that.
I'm sure I would too. Yeah, dude, that's funny that you say that.
No, but I mean, I bought a telescope. I haven't really gotten to fully use it to it's a little over my head. I think I need somebody to help me out with it. But
yeah.
I mean, you're an idiot if you think we're alone. I'm sure you talk about that all the time on your podcast, but
you would think. I mean, I've talked about it honestly, the whole subject of aliens in general, no, not that much. I've talked about more about the Anunnaki
Okay.
more than anything, which are aliens, I guess.
Right.
But I haven't been talking about like, is there another species out there? I think, dude, anyone who I do talk to on this podcast, including and then myself, am 100% sold on that. Like you just said,
I'm not even.
there's no way we're alone.
I'm not even looking for or expecting super intelligent. When I think of aliens, sometimes now, like as to compared as like when I was a kid. When I was a kid, it was like
Yeah.
interstellar travel, super genius people, gonna enslave human race. And now I almost think like there might be cavemen, like on other planets, which would be alien to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Absolutely,
saying?
dude. I agree. Yeah.
Like there,
Yeah,
I
caveman.
believe.
Imagine if we flew up onto a planet
Yeah.
in our spacecraft,
like a more primitive, like
Yeah.
we might be one of the most advanced cultures,
Yeah.
which is a scary thing.
we could exactly, we could fly up and then see them ata,
Yeah.
like down on the ground, and
That's more
pointing up at
believable
us.
to me now.
Well, man, you know about
But then
Michio Kaku's type 1, type 2, type 3 civilization theory, right?
No.
Really?
You
I
gonna
thought you know about. Oh, okay, I'll sum it up. Michio Kaku. Oh God, I'm butchering it. You know who I'm talking about, right? The
Yeah.
smartest guy in the world, almost. I think lives in he's Japanese. I think he lives in New York. Smartest guy in New York. Michio Kaku.
Elon Musk?
Right. Anyways, gosh, I like the guy a lot. I respect the guy a lot. I just came off.
I don't know
I
who
obviously
that is,
don't know
actually.
much about him. Really? Well, shit,
I
man.
gotta look him up.
Yeah, dude. He gets an argument. He's a professional. That's such a under. Okay. He is into string theory. He's an Einstein. Yes, a Musk. Right? He's very wise and he's great and he's the guy. Okay, to give some credibility to this guy, where I became fascinated with him was when I watched a video recorded in 1989, and it's him predicting the future in the 2020s, and he's fucking dead on.
Really?
He predicted the internet. The only thing that he was off about was he thought that the AIs, the Google Homes that we have in here now, he thought they would have a display like you and I have right now. We have a projector on the wall.
Right.
He thought it would have something like that.
Oh, okay.
He also thought that the phones, the touchscreen phones, would have flip out things like this. So you could still flip it and have a screen for something here and a screen for something here.
Right.
That was the only fucking difference.
He was really that specific about stuff?
Yeah, it
Oh,
was that
geez.
specific. And the way he found out was by traveling the world and talking to the brightest minds in the world and looking at their plans and what they see the future as, and then combining all of it into one proposal, one idea. So that's some credibility to the guy. Anyways, to get back to what he said. Now, he's also someone who used to not believe that there was a creator, and after looking into string theory, he believes there is a creator. Not saying he's fucking Buddhist, Christian, Catholic, whatever.
I know what you mean.
But now he's like, yes, there is absolutely a creator, just like Einstein.
More on
Einstein
the path of
did the same thing.
like a simulation creator.
He does believe in the simulation theory.
Yeah.
I think he does believe in that. Elon is a big fan, not fan, but Elon supports the simulation theory. Some of the most genius people in the world believe in this simulation theory. Perhaps there's people who could lack an emotional side, that may not, spiritually want to connect or something like that. Maybe that could be argued, but man, that's something to dive. That's definitely something to dive into. But anyways, to really stay on track here. Michio Kaku.
Don't even try.
I know, man. I feel disrespectful not being able to say it, but
Yeah.
we could just look it up. But I'm in the zone. He's talking about civilizations. A Type 1 civilization is one that can harness power, like from the sun and from within its galaxy, and reproduce and harvest power out of the sun, and be able to be a multiplanetary species. Can use power to sustain itself to go from planet to planet. A Type 2 civilization can harvest energy throughout its through its galaxy.
Okay.
And then Type 3 is like it's multiverse.
Fifth dimensional.
Right. It can do that type of civilization. So advanced that we can't even comprehend what a Type 3 civilization is, he says. He says that. And I'm butchering it right now explaining this, but I think you see where I'm getting
Oh,
with
yeah,
the general
definitely,
idea.
yeah.
Right, okay. I hope the listeners
Sounds like
are
we're
too.
not even type 1.
That's exactly true. That's where I was going with it.
Okay.
And so he says that we are a type 0. We haven't even
Sweet.
reached type 1 yet.
We fucking suck.
Yeah. And so he says that, and he's like, the reason he thinks that we're protected is because he's like, if a type 3 civilization or 2 or 1 has come across us, they would, if they wanted us not here, we wouldn't be here.
Right.
We're here for a reason.
Okay. I
It's
see where you're going with
deep.
that.
I mean, think about it, man. We are. If there was another civilization that didn't want us here, we again would not be here. And what baffles me is I hate to jump back to the pyramid idea, but it's almost like I think the pyramids are like that senior class that's graduating from high school and they have to leave their mark on the building. You know what I mean?
Class of 2010.
Right. Exactly, dude. Like our generation, our civilization when we were on planet Earth. Boom, here's this motherfuckers. This is not going down no matter what happens geographically on the planet. None of you can replicate it. None of you can take it down. It's them doing like the ultimate fucking senior fucking landmark. I don't know. To me, that makes sense.
It's a lot easier to wash away graffiti, though, than blow up a pyramid. But yeah, I see where you're going
That's
with
my
that.
point.
Yeah.
To them, that's what we're like. We're like, we'd rather do graffiti. But you see the analogy?
Yeah.
To planet
No,
Earth,
I
though.
do. Yeah.
When they were, right now, it's our planet. When it was their planet, they were like leaving their mark. Then again, I think it's more than a monument, too, but I don't want to fucking go in and start talking about the fucking pyramids. So, that's Michu talking about the civilizations. Now, to this guy, Neil deGrasse Tyson. You and I talked about it, and folks, go listen to it. It's available for free. The
Billions
bonus,
of galaxies.
yeah, billions. Yeah. I've talked about Neil deGrasse Tyson a few times. I did not like the guy from the beginning when he even had the show about the cosmos. Yes, I watched the whole thing. I didn't like him from the beginning.
I remember watching the first episode with you, and we were just ripping
Jayk
on it.
here was with me
And
the
me
first
and
time
you
I saw
love
him.
that kind of shit.
Yeah, we love that kind of shit, and I couldn't take him seriously at first, and then of course I could because the guy is a genius. Don't get me wrong, and then slowly I'm just like, dude, you are unprofessional. You act like as if you wrote these fucking laws about space. You act as if anything that humanity has anything to do with space, he comes off as like authority.
He's not very humble
when it comes to space. He's not humble, but
Yeah.
you can't really be humble to get that well known.
No.
Michu is very humble, by the way, but man, I'm not gonna sit here and have an emotional rant about the guy, even though I already have
Talk shit
plenty
about
of times. I don't like the guy. Anyways,
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
yeah, but he's credible, right? He's a credible person,
Yeah.
and he's also smart. All right, and yes. So what is he
I think
saying?
he's doing a little better than me and you.
Yeah. Look, I'm not dissing the guy as a person. I'm dissing the role that he plays in science and spirituality.
And I hear where you're coming with that. Yeah, when you brought that, I didn't really think about it at first. I remember seeing some of like his tweets, stuff like that.
He just
Yeah.
fucking shits
Well, he seemed a
on
little
anything that
arrogant.
is not within the mindset, I think, of someone who has reached their cap of knowledge in the 90s.
Yeah.
And that's terrible for this guy because he's constantly learning and he takes discoveries and he talks about them. But
I've always
honestly,
enjoyed listening to some of his stuff.
I do too.
But then, he kind of, I don't know, like
he puts his opinion in. Scientists aren't supposed to do that.
yeah, exact. No, that's the best way to put it. Yeah,
And
he
if they
puts his
are,
opinion
then they
in.
need to be biased or they need to have an opposing argument
Seems
if they're
like
going
he
to take a
makes
side.
people, like he almost wants to belittle some people, like kind of make people feel a little.
Yeah, you get people who are
stupid,
dreaming about Mars,
who
I'm
don't-
sure, unrealistically.
Well,
And he's
people
like,
don't
you're a
agree with
fucking
him.
idiot. That's not going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
I get it, but dude, just he bugs me, man. He crushes any idea of hope.
But he's
You know
smart.
what I mean? He's smart. Anyways, I think he's a shill. Period. Maybe maybe he's not. There's a very great chance he's not. What do I know? I don't know much, but I've been putting something together, and I talked about it on the last episode, and all of a sudden you're here. And we talked about last time I talked about Neil deGrasse Tyson was when I interviewed you in April.
Part of the simulation.
Right, could be. And He was on an interview on NPR.
Okay.
Okay, man. Some of the most... never mind. I'm not going to go down on that tangent. He was on NPR, and I'm like, okay, what's this got to be? Because if someone important is talking on NPR, it's for a reason. It's got to be to sway the public. And so I definitely sat back and was like, okay, what's this about? And so what he's talking about is meteors and meteorites. Now, before I talk about that, Philip J. Corso, if you remember this man, what he said on his deathbed was, first, it's all part of the plan, he says. First, they will have you fear terrorism. Then they will have you fear a foreign dictator. Then they will have you fear an outside threat, which is meteors.
Okay.
So he said that. I already noticed, okay, we go from 9/11 to Kim Jong-un, right? Terrorism was a big thing, remember?
Okay.
The last fucking 5 years. Dude,
Yeah.
It's been insane. Not necessarily the last 2, but look, the other 3 years before that, that's what everything was about, man.
Oh,
From
yeah.
2001 up until about 2 years ago. What is it? Then what was it about? It was about fucking Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Right? And now that that's taken care of, didn't Trump just shake hands with them? Isn't that all good? Look through the fucking internet, dude. Meteorites all of a sudden is everywhere. It's everywhere. I've caught onto this, and if I'm wrong and I'm just and just trying to put puzzle pieces together and they don't even match at all, and I'm just shoving them together, then so be it. I'm gonna drink a beer and enjoy my time doing it. But I'm putting the pieces together, dude, and it's like if the guy is right, it's evident right in front of my face.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, the rest of you, listeners, and you too, Jake, like, put the rest of the pieces together. Anyways, so he's on NPR. So knowing that already, I've been kind of like on the watch for that, and of course my brain's not gonna want to see that. Like I'm noticing it significantly more everywhere, dude. I've seen several articles, and I've made sure that I saved all these articles through my Flipboard app, which and so. He's talking on NPR, and I'm like, okay, what's this about? I'm predicting before he starts talking, I'm predicting he's going to talk about the threat of meteors, and I'm predicting in my head that he's going to advise that we militarize space.
Okay.
Right? Before, if, you know what, if there are other species out there, and if we haven't made contact with them yet, like our governments haven't contacted them, are we sure we want to say hello with a gun? I'm sure their guns are better. I'm not even that.
Yeah.
I'm just being funny now. But anyways, it's not because militarizing space, I'm not worried about us scaring off another fucking species. I'm worried because if militarizing is the first step to anything, that's probably not good.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's a premise of violence.
Exactly.
It's not a premise of love.
What if we militarized
compassion.
the ocean the first time we saw it first? Just, nope. Get all the ships with the bows and arrows first, and I get it, like, you don't know what's out there, but they do. NASA's up there and shit. Like, let's worry about getting onto Mars first. Let's worry about putting some humans up in space before we militarize. I don't know, man. I don't like the idea of it. And the guy's anti-war, and sure as shit, that's exactly what he talks about, is meteors, the threat of them. He talks about deflecting them. And he's like, I'm behind Trump's Space Force, and he's like, I'm anti-war, but it's important that right now we start. What is going to happen, dude? Is all it's going to be is our tax money is going to go towards fucking space. All of a sudden, we're going to be scared of it. If you look at all these new movies on Netflix, all it talks about is some alien fucking insane race from outside here just destroying the planet. They're going to take the younger generations. They're taking the generations now. We're going to fear space. We're going to want nothing to do with it. Because yet to this day, there still isn't a panning screen, a shot of video, or even pictures going straight from the moon to Earth, a pan from it. And I look through that ISS app, International Space Station app, every day where you can look through the live feed and look at Earth. And there's some amazing views sometimes. But dude, I'm not one. I don't believe in flat Earth. I think flat Earth was a conspiracy that was planted here to confuse us and to get us all arguing with each other.
Do people really believe in that?
People really believe in that, dude.
I know they do actually.
Like
but
a lot of people do, and they really do. And I believe that the conspiracy. I believe that they believe that. I believe that they believe themselves.
I thought they were kidding for a long time.
I thought they were
I
too.
thought it was like they're trying to troll everyone or something.
It is a troll, dude. Watch. As soon as flat Earth dies down, the meteor thing will be the new thing. Watch.
Yeah.
I'm predicting this now.
Okay.
I either am right and that sucks and it'd be
You're
cute,
wrong and you
or I
look
look
like
like a
an idiot.
butthole. Yeah, exactly. I'm wrong and I look like a butthole, and regardless, we can drink over it. Have we been recording this whole time? Oh, thank God we have. Okay, or maybe we shouldn't have been. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But what do you think, man?
About the meteorites?
Yeah,
'Cause I have like no opinion. I don't know much about it, but
I mean, what I
don't-
just pitched to you. Do you think that's all mumbo jumbo? Do you believe in some of it?
I think it's something to think about.
Yeah,
I don't take it on
digest
like
first.
Well, I just 100% believe that.
Right
off the bat.
It took me years to believe it as well.
It's definitely interesting to think about. It's just one of those things that you can't rule it out because you haven't seen it. You haven't seen either or. It's Pandora's box right now.
Yeah, we can't rule out shit, man.
Yeah.
I think the only
Anything can
conspiracy out
happen.
there that's truly ruled out is fucking 9/11.
You don't think that was an inside job?
No, I'm thinking it was, and it was ruled out. Like, dude, look, there's more documentaries on the 9/11, the truth about 9/11, the conspiracy about 9/11, than there are documentaries about fucking Earth, about space, about anything else. There's so many people. That one reached surfaces, I think, and it blew up. A lot of people, no pun intended. It's not trying to be funny, but
but
I'm not. But there's a lot of people. I think a lot of people know about that. I mean that because there is evidence, dude. There's video footage, and there's eyewitness testimony, and that wasn't.
That was a crazy day.
It happened here.
I'll
it
never
was.
forget that day. I
Have
remember
you noticed
watching
that it's not talked about now? What happened this last 9/11? I didn't see shit on TV or anywhere, dude.
Yeah.
It's because it's been surfaced now, and now they're trying to get. Dude, I bet you 100 years from now, it won't even be talked about at all. Give it maybe 50, but people who will remember it will still be living in 50 years, maybe.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
but-
we'd be like 60.
Yeah,
Well, no, but 70.
we'd be
Whatever.
70
But
in 50 years.
yeah, actually, goddamn, we'd be
80s.
almost
We're getting
80.
older.
Goddamn.
Yeah, I've been used to saying it the other way around for so long that I guess we'd be in our 80s.
Shit, we're gonna die.
Hey, that's cool though. I mean, think about it. The 50s, 2050s. What do you think the 2050s will be like?
No, I'll be 60 in the 50s.
What do you think the 50s will be like?
The
I hope every
2050s?
single fucking car is like a Tesla, and what I mean by that is by the motor and the power it takes to drive it, not by the fanciness inside. That's all I hope.
It's always hard for me to predict the future. I always go a little darker, unfortunately. A little less... I don't know.
I'm dark inside too, man. I think that's why I'm
I
so
hate
full of
being
shit. and why
like
I
that.
believe in so much.
I don't
other
like to be
crap.
like that, yeah. I feel like it's kind of... Some people don't give a shit about the future. And I think that's a scary thing. They think about now.
Everyone doesn't. They only care about what they can benefit
I
from
kinda
within
do.
their lifetime, though. But why worry about changing the world if you're not going to live to see it? And that's why people
Because I
don't care to
care
change
about
the world.
my future generations that I haven't even met yet. I
You
already
do?
have like a feeling for my grandchildren, which aren't even born yet.
I do too, man.
I want them
I
to
think
be
about
okay.
it a lot, way more than I probably should.
I could give a shit less if I die today if it meant that my grandkid, if me dying today meant my grandkids had a lifelong fulfillment of, or a lifelong happiness, I'd probably take that offer, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want it the other way where, somebody's miserable. I don't want to see anybody miserable.
Exactly, man. I don't want to see
Even
anyone
like my
miserable
worst
either.
enemies.
Same here. And I see people on the streets fucking drugged out of their fucking minds, and I see
Yeah.
people hungry, and I see shit on the news and in the media, and not just that, not news and media, but looking on YouTube and just Google and just having the internet, your pocket oracle in your pocket, and being able to research anything you want at any time. You realize, whoa, the world is it's not necessarily that the world is full of bad people, but there's a lot of people who are in really bad situations in the world. And I think majority of people are in a bad situation than in a good one on this planet. And that's what makes me sad, and that's what makes me look into the conspiracies of a better planet with a better life.
Yeah.
I think it exists, man, and it should be different, and it can be different, but we're locked into a mindset where it's not. Have you ever listened to Max Egan?
No.
Someone I've talked about on this podcast before. You would fucking love him. He's great. Max Egan is wonderful. He's an old guy. He's so wise. It's just fucking mind-blowing. Max Egan, he pointed out that when you defend something, you're right. When you defend an opinion or a viewpoint about something that has to do with the deep topics of life or anything really, you are gatekeeping. You are a gatekeeper to the truth. You are doing what you were designed to do as a gatekeeper. You're just gatekeeping. So if I'm arguing even that the world is not flat, that could be gatekeeping. But when you're arguing that the world is flat, you're gatekeeping. When you're arguing anything, you're gatekeeping. And so that's the whole point, is to get everyone to gatekeep rather than to try to go through the fucking gate.
Yeah.
It's my opinion.
Okay.
With his gatekeeping theory, which I believe in. It's so true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's hard for me to say, dude, because I don't want to get too down. I'm trying to keep this podcast a little more upbeat.
Yeah, but I'm about being real too, man.
Oh, I know.
What do you think?
Me too. But
what's so negative that you're afraid to say?
Just see a lot of there's a lot of people in this world right now. You know, there's almost too much, and I just we're pretty overdue for a mass extinction. And I'm not just talking about people, I'm talking about plant life, everything. Like, happens every, like, few million years, and it's been a while since the last one's happened. And I think there's enough... People could make their own self-destruction, you know? People are self-destructive as they are. So, I think people really need to change their demeanor, and it's a selfish world right now. You know, if we keep going the way we're going, it's not going to be much to look forward to.
Yeah. I agree, man. I don't think the majority of people
I don't know how to
bad.
change that, though. I don't know how to get into every single person's mind on this planet Earth. There's billions.
Yeah.
Trillions. I don't even know
well,
how many people
Max
are on
Egan
Earth,
even
but...
said that one time. He said if he could just go to the top of a mountain and yell stop.
Yeah.
And to not use your smartphone. And to not play into the system. To not use money. What Max Egan keeps approaching, he keeps saying, he tells people, dude, and people follow this guy, and he's like, stay home with your family. Don't go to work. What? They're going to shut down your electricity? You're not going to have food? He keeps saying, he's saying, like, go work. Provide for yourself. Don't go to work.
It's so hard to do.
Right. It's hard to do. He does it.
Does he?
He does.
How did he...
He lives in Australia.
Yeah, how did he get those resources?
The resources?
To provide for himself.
Exactly.
Was it money?
That's just the thing, man. That's just the thing, is that okay, then what? But you need money. We think so fast that there's a much deeper part of living that we can achieve. We immediately think to survival, right? And then we get images in our head of guys on the streets who don't want to work, and your friends who are maybe living at your fucking friend's house who doesn't want to work or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's not like that, man. The point is not to... That's not... It's something that you and I don't understand, I think. And I think it's an ability that humans are capable of having, but we are so... It's like a dog, dude. A domesticated dog. You take a dog, you fucking give the dog... We were talking about this earlier. You give the dog the shots. The dog is raised in the house. Go drop the dog off in the wild. The dog is fucked. But naturally,
I was just thinking about
the
that
dog
with
will
Nala.
kill it out there. My dog, Nala. Naturally, without all that, she'd take care of her damn self. Probably have to get in a pack, right?
Yeah.
We are pack fucking animals too. Us humans, you know? We're fucking domesticated, not to planet Earth. We're domesticated to money, to materials, to items, and to status. when actually life should be about fulfilling yourself, I think, through food and music and sex, honestly. Yeah, I'm a hippie. Jake, I'm not saying everyone should pig out and have orgies and shit, but don't get too excited over there.
I'm fully torqued right now.
Yeah, well, the fans are starting to hear that, so.
I wish I had that sound effect every time I got a boner. Actually, no, I don't, because that'd be terrible. If you just saw just on the bus somewhere, just
yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Man, I get so excited. I get so ramped up. I get into this shit. And if you're listening, thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Send PacX your feedback. Let us know what's going on. Let us know your opinions about stuff. Send us any questions. Call us out. Teach us.
Or just talk shit.
Talk shit. Go
Like,
for it,
fuck
please.
You guys, stop doing this.
Please. Anyways, thank you everyone out there so much again for tuning in.
This was fun.
This is fun.
I had a
Jake,
good time.
thank you for coming.
Anytime.
I'm glad you were
Except
here.
for next time.
Except for next time. That's awesome. That's awesome. No, man, it was really nice to have you back. I could honestly chat with you about many things for definitely many hours.
I mean, we have like years of chats, so yeah.
We do. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Thank you.
This is episode 21. Austin will be with us episode 22. And yeah, check us out. We'll be with you next week, but head us up on the Instagram. Instagram's poppin' at PacX Pod. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week.
See ya.